Who are you?
Landon Ricketts. Not a name that means much anymore.
Means a little. You were famous when I was a boy.
Yeah, killing men's a strange kind of fame.
What is going on, Outlaws? Once again, Michael or Legacy Kill HD back with another Red Dead Redemption 2 video for you. And things are finally starting to calm down, at least for now. Obviously next month we'll be getting much more information from Rockstar Games, but now we can take a breath and digest all the details that have been confirmed, and it is a ton. Today we're going to discuss a variety of things, including the first mission of the game and some of the misinformation going around about that, more confirmed features which just show Rockstar's brilliant attention to detail, an online related leak which may have confirmed some of the first details, and much more. But before we get into all of that, as usual gang, if you have not heard, I am doing a giveaway for Red Dead Redemption 2. All you have to do is check the link in the description to enter and just be an active subscriber. But also make sure to get geared up for this upcoming Western by getting the popular Red Moon or Legends Never Die shirt designs. If you're interested in getting these Red Dead themed t-shirts or any of the other designs, there will be a link in the description as well. Nonetheless, so it's important to understand, we know how Red Dead Redemption 2 will start out. The game's official synopsis is, after a robbery goes badly wrong in the western town of Blackwater, Arthur Morgan and the Vanderlyn gang are forced to flee. With federal agents and the best bounty hunters in the nation massing on their heels, the gang must rob, steal, and fight their way across the rugged heartland of America in order to survive. Now this robbery gone bad is referring to the Blackwater Massacre, an event that we learn about in Red Dead Redemption. It's stated that within Red Dead Redemption 2 in 1899, outlaws and gunslingers have become a thing of the past, with it mentioned that because the Wild West has mostly been civilized, this type of lifestyle has turned into mainly a myth. So the game will start out with a few outlaws left, and being that we know Dutch Vanderlyn's gang mainly operated out of West Elizabeth, that's probably where everything will start. So in 1899, in the town of Blackwater, a robbery goes wrong, leading to a battle between the local law enforcement and a bunch of outlaws. This incident would become known as the Blackwater Massacre, which is rumored to have left 37 dead, consisting of 22 outlaws and 15 members of the Blackwater Police Department. It's unknown if any members of Dutch's gang took part in this robbery, but being that one of the vigilantes, Landon Ricketts, survived and later meets John Marston in 1911, it can be assumed based on their interaction that Dutch's gang were not involved, or at the very least John Marston does not know about any of his fellow gang members' involvement. But anyway, this incident forces Dutch's gang to flee as federal agents and bounty hunters chase after them, which means our gang will go east and will probably set camp within various locations within this map, which has been all but confirmed by now. Some people have been saying this image may be of the Blackwater Massacre and Dutch's gang looking on afterwards, but that's actually not true because this is more than likely the Heartland's oil field, a scene we've already seen from a few times in different angles within the 3 trailers. If you turn the lighting up more on this image, it becomes much more apparent that this looks nothing like Blackwater, and there doesn't appear to be a body of water in this image at all, just a reflection off a large building. Now I will say this game will more than likely start with the massacre, and it could be something featured in the opening credits. Being that so many died on both sides, it would be very odd for this to be Dutch's gang, as it seems this gang isn't featuring tons of members. This could be just an incident involved with another gang, and unfortunately for Dutch's gang, the authorities declare war on the remaining outlaws, thus causing them to go on the run. Or Arthur and just part of the gang take part in this, and for some reason John Marston does not know about it or never brings it up with Landon when they interact in Red Dead Redemption. Either way, this is how the game will begin and set up the events of RDR2. Now, next is something very interesting, and this is related to Red Dead Online. Massive shout out to GTA Forums user Hubfex, who found Rockstar's font for Red Dead Redemption 2, which is an updated version of the one used in the past game. So what's been found are some secret things within this font, and first of which is Rockstar created and Rockstar verified, which pretty much confirms that Red Dead Online will feature a creator mode like Grand Theft Auto Online, so you'll in some way be able to make custom maps. Not exactly anything surprising, but this does confirm that. Now what's also been found is a bullion symbol, which probably is what Red Dead Online's version of shark cards will be. A while back there was a leak coming from a Rockstar developer who claimed it would be bonds, but obviously it looks like something must have changed. And honestly, I think gold and silver bars probably does make much more sense. But next, again, more previews coming from some of the foreign websites that got to preview the game early have been translated, and the following information is coming from the French website. Within their interview with Rockstar's Rob Nelson, we got more details and confirmation on some things we have not heard yet. So close to the end of this interview, the subject of attention of detail was discussed, in which we've already gone over in other videos, with Rockstar saying they hope to make this one of the most realistic and immersive games ever. But Rob Nelson gave more in-depth details when he was asked, "Still in the details, I noticed several types and degrees of dirt on Arthur's clothes, dirt, sweat, mud, etc. Will it evolve in real time, or are there textures that will not move?" Rob Nelson would reply saying, "We put a system in place, but we basically did that by hand, knowing that the game will take into account how long you have kept your clothes on. Of course, if you ride in the mud, you will get dirty, so there is a system, but it is still generated by hand, and we have incorporated it according to the situations. It's pretty much the same thing with hair growing, and you can cut your hair." This answer would then proceed to the interviewer asking, "Huh? Hair grow in the game?" And Rob Nelson would say, "Yes, quite. The beard too, but this time it's only by subtraction, not like in Grand Theft Auto 5, where you could go to the hairdresser and go out with a beard and even longer hair. You will have to wait for your beard to grow and ask you if you want to shave it or just the chin or the mustache. On the other hand, once it's cut, you'll have to wait to return to the barber." So yes, at Rockstar we live constantly in the world where yes, we do too much and we're a bit crazy in our head, and sometimes we have to know when to stop. This is what is difficult, knowing how to draw the contours of what we want to do and allow all the elements that we manage to integrate inside are connected between them. We did not want to cheat with smoking mirrors to hide the connections. Everything has to be seamless, without transition, natural, in order to keep the player immersed in the world, without cheating and without revealing the limits of development, like an invisible wall for example. Once the decision is made to make a coherent and organic world, we have to go all the way to avoid imbalance and lag. And lastly, a big question some of you have been asking is Native Americans and whether or not we may see some tribes. The French interviewer would ask, many would have loved facing Indians in the first Red Dead, but this was unfortunately not the case. Have you thought about integrating them into this prequel story? In which Rob Nelson would say, "We have always wanted to stick to the period during which our games take place, and so we will scrupulously follow what this period imposes on us." Which certainly does seem that it's doubtful Native Americans will have a massive part in this story, which is a bit disappointing in my opinion, but I think we will have to wait and see, because I think what we've seen of Red Dead Redemption 2 is only a small part of what the game will be when we finally launch it up in October. But anyway gang, we discussed a lot within this video. We'll be breaking down much more in the coming weeks and days, but I will say it's really great seeing how focused Rockstar is on the single player, and they recognize for many this is one of the sole reasons people are picking up the game. But what do you guys think of all the stuff we discussed today? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, and consider subscribing for more videos like this. Turn notifications on so you don't miss out on any Red Dead videos, and remember, Outlaws to the end.